Alright, we got a 1991 Fox body Mustang convertible with the 5.0. It's a pretty nice car, original paint. It's a little, I would say rough, but it's not rough as in, somebody beat the crap out of it for years and years and then just left it sitting. It's a nice, mostly original car. It's pretty good shape. I've done a few different things to it. It's like I said, it's clean. It needs to be, I need to get it in the garage because right now it sits out. I'll leave a tarp and a cover over it, but it sits outside. But it's pretty good shape. Nice car. Needs to be lowered. It sits like a 4x4, but they all do that. It's got a Flowmaster 2.5 inch catback on it, BBK 2.5 inch X pipe, and then just some stainless steel shorty headers. I guess I'll let me show you under the hood. I actually just had the motor out of it, and it's got the dreaded, I don't know if you can see that, the dreaded AOD automatic, but I did put a different torque converter in it when I had the motor out. Went through the motor, cleaned everything up. See how to do this with two hands here. Sorry, I might have to throw you around a little bit. Put the hood prop, alright, sorry about that. But of course put just some cheap silicone radiator hoses and some cheap spark plug wires. Got a Trick Flow R series intake, which is not ideal for this situation, but I had one in the garage, so I went ahead and threw it on. If you look in there, you can see how clean it is. Everything is super nice. Everything under here is very nice. Of course, stock throttle body and stock EGR. Just throw parts on it as we get them. It's kind of just a little throw a little money here, throw a little money there project kind of thing. So just enjoy it, just drive it and enjoy it. It's a convertible and it's an automatic, so it's not going to be fast. At least not for a long time, not until we throw some boost or something at it. But anyways, stock airbox, all this stuff, and looks really good, super clean. You can see the shorty headers down there. They're turning brown from being stainless in the heat. But here's the kicker: it's got a factory long block, so stock heads, stock rods, pistons, and crank. But I fly cut the pistons by hand, which I did a good job. I took my time. I have about 8 to 9 hours of machine work by hand of fly cutting those pistons, and ported the heads, did a few hours of port work on the exhaust side, touched up the intake side. The kicker is this thing has an Anderson N112 camshaft in it, and if you're familiar with Anderson cams at all, it's entirely too big for this combination. But I wanted something that I could just drive around, putz around with the automatic and the stall converter. It drives just fine, but it sounds a lot more rowdy than it is. I'll fire it up for you in a minute here. It sounds so good. I do have to finish doing some tuning. Right now it's running on the factory computer and I can drive it, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to look into getting a micro squirt, I believe, for it. It's either between a micro squirt standalone computer, or I might spend the money and get a Holley Terminator X system, mainly because the Terminator X has a self-learn. It's self-learn capable, and when I do decide to go turbo, that's going to be the ideal situation. So I'm just debating on what to do. Like I said, I don't drive this car very much. It just kind of sits, but I want to fix it up little by little. So I'm going to end this part of the video and catch you back with a startup. idle is probably about 500 RPM too low. So when I get the other computer, I'll fix that. But yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty good. If you listen to the under the hood, it sounds great. You can't hear any kind of noise. So yeah, not too bad.